Now must your conscience my acquaintance seal, and you must put me in your heart for friend. Sith you have heard, and with a knowing ear, that he which hath your noble father slain, pursued my life.
It will appease. But tell me, why proceed not against these feats? So criminal, so capital nature, as by his safety, wisdom, and all things else, you mainly were stirred up.
Oh, for two special reasons, which may to you perhaps seem much insinuate, but yet to me they are strong. The queen, his mother, lives almost by his looks, and for myself, my virtue or my plague, be it either which, she's so conjunctive to my life and soul, that, as the star moves, not but in his sphere, I could not but buy her. The other motive, why to a public count I might not go, is the great love the general gender bear him, who, dipping all his faults in their affection, would, like the spring that turneth wood to stone, convert his skies to grace, so that my arrows, too slightly timbered for so loud a wind, would have reverted to my bow again, and not where I had aimed them.
And so I have a noble father lost, a sister, driven to desperate terms, whose worth, if praises may go back again, is to challenge on amount of all the age for perfections. And my revenge will come.
Break not your sleep for that. You must not think that we are made of stuff so flat and dull, that we could let our beard be shocked with danger, and think it pastime. You shortly shall hear more. I loved your father, and we love ourselves, and that, I hope, will teach you to imagine. How now, what news?
Letters, my lord, from Hamlet. This to your majesty, this to the queen.
From Hamlet? Who brought them?
Send my lord, they say. I saw them not. They were given me by Claudio. He received them of him that brought them.
Laertes, you shall hear them. Leave us. High and mighty, you shall know I am set naked on your kingdom. Tomorrow shall I beg to leave to see your kingly eyes, when I shall, first asking your pardon, thereunto recount the occasion of my sudden and more strange return. Hamlet. What should this mean? Are all the rest come back, or is it some abuse, and no such thing?
Are you the hand?
'Tis Hamlet's character, naked, and in postscript here, he says alone. Can you advise me?
I'm lost in it, my lord. But let him come. One was the very sickness in my heart that I shall live and tell him to his teeth. Thus didst thou.
If it be so, Laertes, as how should it be so? How otherwise? Will you be ruled by me?
Hey, my lord, should we not all rule into a peace?
To thine own peace. If he be now returned as checking at his voyage, and that he means no more to undertake it, I will work him to an exploit. Now ripen my device, under the which he shall not choose but fall, and for his death no wind of blame shall breathe. But even his mother shall change the practice and call it accident.
My lord, I will be ruled. The rather, if we could devise it so that I might be the organ.
It falls right. You have been talked of since you travel much, and that in Hamlet's hearing. For a quality wherein they say you shine, your sum of parts, did not together pluck such envy from him as did that one. And that in my regard of the unworthiest siege.
What part is that, my lord?
A very ribbon in the cap of youth, yet needful tooth. For youth no less becomes the light and careless livery that it wears, than settled age his sables and his weeds, importing health and graveness. 2 months since, here was a gentleman of Normandy. I've seen myself and served against the French, and they could well on a horseback, but this gallant had witchcraft in it. He grew unto his seat, and to such wondrous doing brought his horse. As he had been in corpse and demi-natured with this brave beast, so far he taught my thought, that I and forgery of shapes and tricks come short of what he did.
Norman, was it?
A Norman,
Upon my life, Lement.
the very same.
I know him well. He is the brooch, indeed, and gem of all the nation.
He made confession of you, and gave you such a masterly report, for art and exercise in your defense, and for your rapier most especially, that he cried out, 'Twould be a sight indeed. If one could match you, the scrimmers of their nation, he swore he had neither motion, guard, nor eye. If you oppose them, sir, this report of his did Hamlet so envenom with his envy, that he could do nothing but wish and beg. Your sudden coming, or to play with him, now, out of this.
What of this, my lord?
Laertes, was your father dear to you, or are you like the painting of a sorrow, a face without a heart?
Why ask you this?
Not that I think you did not love your father, but that I know love is begun by time, and that I see, in passage of proof, time qualifies the spark and fire of it. There lives within the very flame of love a kind of wick or snuff that will abate it. And nothing is at like goodness still. For goodness, growing to a pleurisy, dies in his own too much. That we should do when we would. For this would changes, and hath abatement and delays as many as there are tongues, our hands, our accidents. And then the should is like the spendthrift sigh, that hurts by easing. But to the quick, oh the ulcer. Hamlet comes back. What would you undertake? To show yourself your father's son indeed, more than in your words?
To cut his throat at church.
No place, indeed, should murder sanctuarize. Revenge should have no bounds. But good Laertes, will you do this? Keep close within your chamber. Hamlet returns, shall know you are come home. Will put on those shall praise your excellence. And set a double varnish on the fame the Frenchman gave you. Bring you and find together, and wager on your heads. He, being remiss, most generous and free from all contriving, will not pursue the foils, so that, with ease, or with a little shuffling, you may choose a sword unbaited, and in passive practice requite him for your father.
I will do it. And for that purpose, I will anoint my sword. I bought an unction of mountebank so mortal that but a dip a knife in it, where it draws blood, no cataplasm so rare, collected from all the symbols that virtue will remove, can save the thief from death. That is prescribed ritual. I'll touch my point with this contagion, that if I gout him slightly, I make him dead.
Let's further think of this. Wherever convenience both of time and means may fit us to our shape. If this should fail, and then our drift look through our bad performance, 'twere better not said. Therefore this project should have a back or second that might hold, if this should blast improved. Soft! Let me see. We'll make a solemn wager on your cunnings. I hat. When in your motion you are hot and dry, as making your bouts more violent to that end, and that calls for a drink. I'll have prepared him. A chalice for the nonce. Whereon but sipping, if he by chance escape your venom stuck, our purpose may hold there.
One woe doth tread upon another's heel, so fast they follow. Your sisters drowned, Laertes.
Drowned? Where?
But there is a willow grass aslant a brook, that shows its hard leaves in the glassy stream. There with fantastic garlands did she come, of crowflowers, needles, daisies, and long purples. There, on the penitent boughs her cornet weeds, clambering to hang, an envious liver broke, went down her weedy trophies and herself, feel in the weeping brook, her clothes spread wide, and mermaid, like a while they bore her up, which time she chanted snatches of old lads, as one incapable of her own distress, or like a creature native and endued unto that element. But long it could not be, till her garments, heavy with her drink, pulled the poor wretch from the melodious lay to muddy death.
Alas, she's drowned.
Drowned. Drowned.
Too much water has thou poured from me, and therefore I forget my tears. And yet it is our trick. Nature, custom holds. Let shape say what it will. When these are gone, the moon will be out. And you, my lord, I will sanctify the fabled blaze, for this fully doubts it.
Let's follow, Gertrude. How much I had to do to calm his rage. Now fear I this will give it start again. Therefore, let's follow.